Shortly after the Battle of Geonosis, our troop transport got caught between two separatist gunships. They fired on us with everything they had. We crashed. Most of us were either dead or severely injured. So when they started working their way through the wounded, killing us off, I knew there was no hope. I ran. It still haunts me.
What's up, guys? It's WoofWoofWolffe. This week, we're visiting the story of a clone who's a seasoned combatant with PTSD, but is also a family man. Your clone of the week is Lawquane. Lawquane was one of the first clone troopers bred for the Republic. Shortly after the first Battle of Geonosis, Cut continued to serve in the Republic military. On one of his missions, his troop transport was cornered and shot down by two separatist gunships, killing or severely wounding most clones on board. As the droids began to comb through the wreckage to eliminate any surviving clones, Cut fled, realizing there was no hope. He eventually made his way to the Outer Rim planet Seleucami, where he fell in love with a female Twi'lek named Sue. They got married, and Cut became the adoptive father of two human Twi'lek hybrid children, Shea and Jack. The four maintained a family farm, growing crops and raising livestock. And in 21 BBY, General Grievous's landing craft was shot down over Seleucami, with him and his droids landing in separate escape pods, bringing the war to Cut's home. The Republic took to speeder bikes in order to find Grievous, and as the hunt commenced, Clone Captain Rex was wrecked by a commando droid sniper. Rather than call off the search, the team medic Kix decided to find a place for Rex to recover during the night, which led him to the Lawquane family farm. Cut's wife, Sue, brandished a blaster rifle before offering a bench in the barn for Rex. After hearing about the situation, Rex's squad left to resume their search, and Cut returned from delivering the first harvest. After a brief scuffle, Rex and Cut were both surprised to discover each other as clones, and Rex quickly got upset at Cut for deserting the Republic army, before being interrupted by Cut's children. After Sue explained the situation to Cut, he said that Rex could of course spend the night, with Jack agreeing, saying that they would always help anyone they could. Rex and Cut conversed over dinner about the ethics of deserting an army they were born to serve. Cut, however, approved of Rex's choice to continue serving, as he believed everyone should be able to do what they want with their life. Over a game of Dejarik, the two continued their discussion, with Cut sharing the story of his desertion and how this traumatic experience still haunted him. Outside, his children were playing in a nearby crop field where they accidentally activated a group of BX series commando droids inside of a crashed escape pod. The kids ran back inside the house where Cut identified the droids with macro binoculars. Knowing Rex was injured, Cut volunteered to take on the droids by himself and left Rex as the last line of defense for his family. While Rex and the family fled upstairs, Cut stayed to battle the droids. He skillfully eliminated a majority of the droids, but became trapped under debris. The droids then made their way upstairs. As Rex defended the family, Cut freed himself, and they managed to defeat the droids together, developing an understanding for one another after sharing this experience. The following morning, Rex had recovered enough to return to his squad. Cut offered Rex a place in their family, but he declined, stating that his family was elsewhere. Sue worriedly asked if the captain would turn her husband in, to which Rex agreed not to, claiming that his injury would be enough to feign amnesia in the report. Before he left, Rex commended Cut, saying that while he is still a deserter, he was no coward. The Lawquane saw Rex ride off into the distance on a Neope. At some point in the future, Cut met and became acquainted with Clone Force 99, and in 19 BBY, following Order 66, Rex arrived on Seleucami, speaking with Cut about the inhibitor chips that forced the clone army to kill the Jedi. Rex warned Cut of the newly formed Galactic Empire, leading Cut to decide to leave for a safer planet. Rex left without informing Cut of his next destination. The following day, Clone Force 99 arrived to meet with Cut and his family for advice on how to stay off the grid as deserters, having just fled Kamino. Cut told them that the only way was to abandon military life and become a civilian. Familiar with the group, Cut asked about Crosshair's whereabouts. Hunter only responded that it was complicated, without telling him that Crosshair betrayed them and joined the Empire. Hunter introduced Cut and his family to Echo and Omega, offering to take them off-world in their ship. However, Cut believed it was way too dangerous for his family to travel with wanted fugitives, and that they were making for the spaceport later that day. But when Cut and Hunter arrived, they learned that the Empire had just introduced a new policy, requiring chain codes for legal passage. As a clone, Cut would not be able to present proper identification without being discovered as a deserter. Back at the farmstead, Jack, Shea, and Omega were playing with a ball when it was accidentally thrown past the fence. Omega went to get the ball, but was stalked by a Nexu, the same creature that tore into Padme on Geonosis. Hunter and Sue drove it off, and the former was upset with Omega. However, Cut explained to Hunter that Omega is not a soldier, and began to comfort her, leading Hunter to believe that him and his team were inadequate guardians for the young child. At the same time, Echo and Tech formed a plan to intentionally get their ship impounded and delivered to the dock, so they could forge counterfeit chain codes. Unbeknownst to the pair, Omega was sheltering on the ship after her encounter with the Nexu. By the time Hunter found out and told them, the plan was already in motion. Echo and Tech managed to get the chain codes, but still needed to deliver them to the Lawquanes, who were on the opposite side of the spaceport. The duo would not be able to cross in time with the number of clones present, so Omega took the chain codes and began to cross herself, putting herself in harm's way. Omega was saved by Wrecker, who went on to help Echo and Tech, while she continued towards the Lawquanes. When she arrived to present the chain codes, she observed there was an extra one. Cut was surprised that Hunter did not tell her of the plan, and after telling her there, she hesitantly went with the Lawquanes before running back to the Bad Batch, just as they were making their escape. As Cut boarded the transport, he was stopped by a clone, who began to recognize him, before being called away to help deal with the Bad Batch, allowing Cut to board with his family. And that's another episode of Clone of the Week. Don't forget to drop a like and comment below for who you want to see next, and smash that subscribe button. This is WoofWoofWolffe signing off, and as always, woof woof.